Lawyer Littman, as Fannie Lou Hamer, Mrs. Hamer call you, thank you for those kind words of introduction. I must tell each and every one of you that I'm delighted, pleased, and very happy to be here. It is a great honor to be here in this room with so many people. If someone had told me in 1961, when I first came here as a freedom rider, that a few years later I would see an audience like this in downtown Jackson, Mississippi, I would say, you must be crazy. You must be out of your mind. I don't care what any people or any of you might say. We've come a distance. We made some progress. But we still have a great distance to go, not only in Mississippi, but all across America. We must go there. There are forces in our country that are trying to take us back to another period. But with an organization like this organization, Mississippi Center for Justice, we will not go back, we will go forward, and we will create a beloved community where no one is left out or left behind. Now, I just want to thank the Mississippi Center for Justice for all of your great work. Unbelievable group of lawyers, activists, doers, people not afraid to stand up and speak up for those that are left out and left behind. I want to join you tonight in saluting two unbelievable human beings. Their unyielding spirit and commitment to making the world a better place. Alita Fitzgerald, known this young woman for a long time. Thank you, Alita, for all of your great and good work. Bill Miner, one of the finest journalists in America, one of the finest journalists in the world. When I first moved to Atlanta in 1963 as chair of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and we would make a trip to Mississippi, someone would say you should check with Bill Miner. If you want to know what is going on there, this man could tell you. Thank you for using your pen. Thank you for typing those words. Thank you for making it real, for making it plain. You two individuals, Alita and Bill, I love the two of you from the bottom of my heart. Alita, you're my sister. Bill, you're my brother. I wish we had more individuals like the two of you. During the past few years, I have had an opportunity to travel all over America in different parts of the world. And you run into people who just love the world. They just love the world, but they don't like people. The two of you not only like people, but you love people. So I say thank you very much. When I was growing up in rural Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, outside of a little place called Troy. Well, here my mother, my father, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents tell us over and over again, don't get in the way. Don't get in trouble. I would come home sometime after visiting Troy or Montgomery or Tuskegee, seeing those signs that said white men, colored men, white women, colored women, white waiting, colored waiting. And I would say, why? They would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way. don't get in trouble. But I was inspired to get in trouble. I want to thank this great organization for getting in trouble. Good trouble, necessary trouble. The state of Mississippi is a better state. It's better. Because of your work, because you get out there, you push, you pull, you speak up, you speak out. I come here just to say to you tonight, it is my hope and my prayer that your spirit, your commitment, and your dedication will spread around America and maybe around the world. If you get it right here in Mississippi, if we get it right here in the South, if we get it right here in America, maybe we can serve as a model for the rest of the world. You must do it. You can do it. You will do it. So as I said so many times, and the great lawyer who introduced me, who said, we must be hopeful. We must be optimistic. We must never let anything get us down. Look to the future. And one day historians and writers will pick up their pens and they will write by this period. And they will say a great people, a smart group of people came together, black and white, Latinos and Asian American, young and old, low income, middle income, wealthy individuals, and build a great movement for the rest of our nation to build on. I'm not weary. I'm not in any way tired. I don't know how many of you saw me doing the happy dance a few months ago. We have to be happy. Be happy. Don't let anything get you down. Keep the faith. Keep your eyes on the prize and run the race. Andrew the other day located a picture of my very first arrest in Nashville, Tennessee. Let me just tell you, you heard me say I grew up very poor. When I went off to school the first time in 1957, at the age of 17, Uncle mine gave me a Foot Locker. Put everything that I owned in that Foot Locker, except those chickens that I used to preach to from time to time, and took a Greyhound bus to Nashville. But when it came time one day to sit in, and we thought we would be arrested, I wanted a new suit. I wanted to dress up. I didn't have anything new to wear. So I went downtown Nashville to a used men's store. And I got a new suit. You know how much I paid for the suit? $5. And when I saw that photograph that Andrew pulled up a few weeks ago, I looked very good in that suit, I must tell you. And some of you not so young, you may remember when the Boxing 500. Any of you old enough to remember that? You don't remember, that's okay. So, what I'm trying to say, and I want to thank Andrew for being here tonight, for giving me the idea to write with him, March, book 1. Book 2 will be coming out. Book 3 will be coming out. We're trying to create an environment, a community, where all of our young people, and those of us not so young, will become to that point where we respect the dignity and the worth and value of every human being. I know it's unusual, out of the ordinary for a politician to talk about love. I seldom hear it in Washington on the floor or in a meeting. But sometimes I walk up to some of my colleagues and say, how you doing, young sister? How you doing, young brother? I love you. What's wrong with saying that? What's wrong with saying, excuse me, I'm sorry. Can we just get along and be a little more human? And that's what I think the Mississippi Center for Justice is teaching us. None of our young people, not any of our children, should be left out or left behind. As Dr. King said, we must learn to live together as brothers and sisters, and we will perish as fools. So keep the faith, run the race, and we all must play our part. For our struggle is not a struggle that lasts for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, a few years. It is a struggle of a lifetime to redeem the soul of America and create the beloved community. Thank you very much.